Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This video will be a little different in that we will be taking Disney villains and recreating them to see how they might have looked in real life. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Here on Mortal Faces, I take portraits and transform them to see how individuals we read about might have looked in real life. So let's get started. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more historical recreations. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see in real life. As a disclaimer, I did keep their makeup. I did not go for a full historical look. So let's start off with one of Disney's best villains, the Tremaine family. Lady Tremaine is probably one of the best Disney villains, as she is the only one who lived beside her victim every day. If we take it from the live-action Cinderella, Lady Tremaine first married Sir Francis Tremaine. As such, in the hierarchy of royal and noble titles, he would be a baronet or a knight. Baronets were hereditary titles, but you weren't a member of parliament like a baron or higher. A knight was a life title and not hereditary. Both used the style Sir, not Lord, and the wives became a lady last name, as opposed to the more prestigious lady first name. And we can also see this with Drizella and Anastasia. If they were daughters of a baron or higher, they would have a courtesy title. The fact that they don't means that the Tremaines, although noble, were lower on the pecking order. And this makes sense of Lady Tremaine to want to improve her status, because there is a long way to go to become truly substantial. In theory, this can be why it's so important for Anastasia and Drizella to marry noblemen, why Anastasia can't marry the baker, and why Lady Tremaine covets being a countess.
Ooh, Cinderella, you're not going to the ball, but my two beautiful daughters will.
Did you know that Belle in Beauty and the Beast was originally going to have two wicked sisters? But the characters were scrapped because Disney wanted to avoid confusion with Drizella and Anastasia.
Drizella, wait your turn. My beauty has to shine first because it's brighter than yours.
Belle's sisters wore lavish dresses and accessories, in contrast to Belle's simple outfit. They were extremely jealous to Belle, who had 3 suitors, while they had none and only wanted their father's money. So they left him to die at the hands of the beast, attracted Belle's suitors with their father's money, and manipulated Belle to stay with them with fake tears. Eventually they were caught, and the enchantress made one into a pig and the other into a peacock, symbolizing greed and vanity. However, these sisters were later condensed into a single role, Belle's aunt and Maurice's sister, Marguerite. Marguerite was just as greedy, wanting to marry Belle off to a wealthy man so she can live in continuous luxury.
Please, Anastasia, we both know I'm the more gorgeous daughter of mother. Now let me do my job and say my line. If you like this content, then subscribe for more recreations.
Number 2, Jafar. Jafar was called a royal vizier, and this could be the equivalent to a grand vizier. A grand vizier was the highest ranking government official next to the sultan in the Islamic world, and he would oversee all other viziers in affairs of the state. In contrast, a normal vizier was the intermediary minister between the sultan and the subjects. Jafar literally held the most power in the empire, being a sorcerer and a royal vizier, and we can see his frustrations towards the sultan because Jasmine's father is the only one above Jafar, yet lacks the ambition and aggressiveness he feels a ruler should possess. Number 3, Cruella de Vil. This character was bigger than life, high in energy, and like a shark, always moving. The animator Mark Davis wanted her to move like someone you wouldn't like. He thought of people who do not listen to any voice other than their own and thus dominate a conversation or a situation. He made a specific reference in an interview to one woman I knew who was just a monster. She was tall and thin and talked constantly. You never knew what she was saying, but you couldn't get a word in edgewise. Number 4, the Evil Queen. The Evil Queen's official name was Queen Grimhilde. In the early stages of development, the Evil Queen was drawn as a frumpy, round woman. But then, Disney decided she should be more cold, regal, and sinister. Her costume is rumored to be designed off of Helen Gahagan in the 1935 film She, but Disney denies this. Did you know that the Queen's throne is decorated in the style of a peacock, which is considered one of the most beautiful and vainest birds? Also, the first couple of seconds of her scream falling to her death is also used in Sleeping Beauty when Maleficent gets stabbed. Finally, her fat and frumpy original concept would be used for the Queen of Hearts instead in Alice in Wonderland. Number 5, Ursula. Ursula is part Shakespearean actress with all the flair, flamboyance, and theatrics, and part used car salesman with a touch of con artist. So Ursula is an octopon, which is a half-human, half-cephalopod. A further example, and the only reference to a male octopon, is in the Little Mermaid TV series episode called Heroes, where Ursula conjures up an old army of them. Ursula is inspired from the drag queen Divine, aka Glenn Milstead, and early on, she was going to be a manta ray, then a beautiful but deadly scorpion fish, and finally the voluptuous sea witch we all know, but with a shark tail instead of tentacles. Number 6, Maleficent. Eleanor Audley voiced Maleficent, and prior, Lady Tremaine. She was an American actress best known for the series Green Acres, Father Knows Best, and My Favorite Husband with Lucille Ball. Eleanor Audley dressed as Lady Tremaine and Maleficent, and performed the actions the characters were to make so the animators could get inspiration from. Lastly, we have Judge Claude Frollo. Disney wanted Frollo to be the darkest Disney villain, a cruel and corrupt government official. He was shown to be a little sadistic, smiling when the previous captain of the guard was heard being whipped for having failed him. What's the scariest part is that most Disney villains know what they do is wrong. On the other hand, Frollo believes he is a good person and his actions are there for the greater good. He repeatedly refuses to find fault within himself. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more historic recreations, please consider subscribing to my channel. Each of your subscriptions does help this channel grow, and it allows me to continue making more content for you guys. It's the best way to support me. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see in real life. I do make a list of all your suggestions, and I will see you in the next one.